Hey, welcome to 1500ESPN.com. Andrew Krammer, Derek Wetmore, and Nate Sandell out here at Gophers Pro Day. There were a lot of NFL contingency here, so we brought Andrew and Nate, obviously the Gophers expert. Rashid Hageman was kind of the biggest headline story of the day. What'd you see from him and the other important Gophers player, Vereen?
You know, this is my fourth pro day, and this is by far the most scouts we've seen out here. I mean, we actually have some storylines to talk about compared to the last couple of years. But Rashid Hageman, Brock Vereen, obviously the biggest stories today, and both had good combines, put up good numbers, and both of those guys didn't do a lot in the workouts. This was more of a make their presence known, come in and do a little bit things here and there. Rashid Hageman focusing primarily on defensive line work. He did not run. He didn't bench. Those numbers from the combine are going to hold up. Same thing with Brock Vereen. He did a little bit of cornerback safety work, and both those guys sounded like they were happy with their numbers. It was just more of a kind of a support their alma mater, be here and keep talking, keep their faces in the media.
And then Andrew, we saw Rick Spielman, who wasn't here last year. We also saw new Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer and a ton of other familiar Vikings faces. The Vikings implication from today.
Oh, they brought out everybody. The whole contingent seemed to be here, from Norv Turner to his son, from Mike Zimmer to his son, the defensive coordinator, George Edwards. They were all here checking him out. But basically, Rick Spielman, all he had to say was that you can learn a lot from the small school kids, not just Hageman and Vereen, but the other kids that they get a look at. I mean, even a guy like Marcus Sherrills, who they joined the training camp undrafted in 2010. Guys like that who you don't know are big names coming out. You see the guys like Hageman and Vereen at a combine, but you don't necessarily hear about these other guys. So Spielman talked about the importance of seeing those guys and guys you might consider in the 6th, 7th round, stuff like that come May. Other than that, Spielman confirmed they will not use the franchise tag. Today is the deadline. He said, hey, we're here. It's safe to assume we're not going to do it. The only guy you could maybe think about was Everson Griffin, but it seems like the deal's going to be coming soon. But with a guy like Marcus Sherrills, his agent was here, spoke to him. He said they talked at the combine, Chris Murray and the Vikings, Sherrills' agent, and that they're optimistic about a deal being done with him. He's a restricted free agent, so he can't necessarily talk to other teams when this 3-day window comes from March 8th to March 11th before the new league year begins. So not too much news coming out with the Vikings, but they brought out quite a bit.
The other newsworthy thing you broke today here, we've got an update on the Gophers linebacker coach.
Definitely. Mike Sherrills came from the horse's mouth. He told me that he's going to take over as the linebackers coach for Bill Miller. So the
Gophers have yet to confirm.
They haven't confirmed it, and Mike was under the assumption they might make an announcement today. That sounds like that might not happen.
Sounds like it. They may wait on it. The Gophers they have not confirmed it, but it does sound like that is the way the Gophers are going, which is keeping it in-house. It's very much in the kill
wheelhouse.
Wheelhouse. That's how he likes to do things, keep things in-house, and they move pretty quickly on that.
Cool. One final note. Here we are wrapping up Gophers Pro Day. It's kind of like the end to several Gophers careers.
Yeah.
Just like that, they're starting up over again tomorrow, Nate.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that spring football is here already. I know it's everybody's favorite time of year. It's just tough to get up for a season that is still several months away. But Gophers open spring practice tomorrow. This is actually a little different from the last 3 years. They moved up spring practice by about 3 weeks. They're going to go for 2 weeks, break for spring break, and then come back. And the spring game is on April 12th. The idea there is to just kind of create more of an injury buffer, that if anybody went down here in spring ball, they would have enough time before fall camp to get them healed up. But they're going to get underway tomorrow. There's a lot of good storylines there, as much as you can talk about in spring football. But Mitch Leidner will be the guy that a lot of people will be talking to when they open up here on Tuesday.
Absolutely. Thanks for your help, guys. Thank you for coming to 1500ESPN.com, checking out our video. For Andrew Krammer and Nate Sandell, I'm Derek Wetmore.